This is a Sony camera and this is a Canon lens. In today's video, figure out how you can use your Canon lenses on your Sony camera. Hi, I'm Linus and welcome to Tech Select. In today's video, we are figuring out how you can use this Movo adapter, to convert your Canon glass to work on your Sony camera body. Now, for those that are living within Uganda or in Africa particularly, you do notice people tend to have a leniency towards Canon. So if you're looking for any kind of glass for Sony, the price is too high. So in that case, you go Canon. But then there's so many Canon lenses all over. So if you already have, let's say, your Sony body and you want to use Canon glass, or let's say your Sony lens got a problem like mine, then you can simply use this Movo adapter to adapt your camera to use Canon glass. Okay, so we've got ourselves the Movo adapter over here, as you can see. Now this one here is an adapter for Sony E-mount to Canon, and as you can see, it does come in a beautiful box. So why one would need this is maybe if you have a camera like this one. This is the Sony A5000 right here with me. Now why I need an adapter like this one is because this here did have a fall and this no longer works. So when you do, let's say, power on, you can see nothing happens. It's supposed to like automatically move up and down. So for such a scenario, you would need an adapter. The other reason to also need an adapter would be, let's say, if you have problems finding yourself Sony lenses, because as you all know, a Sony glass is not that common, especially here in Uganda, and it's actually very, very expensive. Now this here is an E-mount, but we do have lots of access to Canon lenses. Like now this here is the Canon 18-55 EFS lens that I do have. This came as a kit lens for my camera, and of course now we're going to be using that on this because this here is broken, and so this Canon lens will be used on this Sony due to help from the Movo. So let's first get this out of the way. Let's figure out what exactly comes in the box when you do purchase your Movo over here. So in here, once you open this, of course all you do get is your adapter, and then you get bunch of this is the protective cover, leaflet over here. So this here is what we need. Now this, as you can see, is just a protective cover, and then this here is the adapter itself. Now I must say I like the build quality of this. The fact that this is all metal over there just gives it a very nice feel onto there. Now this metallic body, of course, will make sure that it can stand up to quite the beating in these scenarios, and of course in case you drop it, you're not worried that it will break. Now we've seen that it does come with this tripod mounting point for those that use big lenses. That will definitely get that weight off your camera body, which is something very important. Now the covers over here are plastic, but they are made out of really good quality plastic. I like the fact that this actually here does feel well built. Even just for the plastic covers, they do feel like they are actually well built over there. Now let's get to the adapter itself. Now of course at the top here, this would be Canon Ef-mount and EFS mount at the top here. As you can see, the red dot would be for EF, and then the white dot is for EFS, and then the back over here is Sony E-mount over there. Now this just allows me to plug this onto my Sony camera and then plug a Canon lens up here. Now you notice we do have some terminals over here. Now these terminals here are meant to be to transfer signal over from the body of the camera to your lens. Now this Movo here does boast that they do have autofocus in there, so we'll be having a look to see what kind of autofocus we do get with our new Canon EFS mount kind of a lens right here. This is an STM lens from Canon, so we'll be using this on this beautiful Sony A5000. Now all you have to do to get this here mounted is, step one, you've got to take off your Sony lens. So this here would be the Sony lens that we've taken off. This is the small pancake Sony lens that comes with the F5000. We're taking that off now. That got an accident, so it actually does not work. Yeah, now we're going to be mounting this Canon lens onto that using our adapter over here. Now all you have to do is line up the white dots. There is a white dot over here. Yes, there's a white dot over there and another white dot over here. You just have to line those up like this and twist, and that is locked into place. Now already this just looks like something really good. Now that is locked into place, and now we get any Canon lens. In this case we have our 18 to 55 mm STM lens right here. Is now just going to be opening this, and now that will clearly go on here without any issues. All you have to do is line up the dots again. If it were an Ef-mount, it would be a red dot now, but EFS does have white. Now you can see that is lined up perfectly over there, and all you have to do is, you know, twist that in until it locks. Now of course always make sure that it has locked in, because you don't want your lens falling out at any one moment. In case you ever want to release your lens, there's a release hatch over here. You just be pulling that back like that and then twisting your lens off. Pull that back and twist, but in this case we want that locked on properly. Now by simply doing that, now our Sony our Sony camera over here can now be able to utilize a Canon glass over here. Now let's do some test photos. Now step one, what we're actually going to do is turn on our Sony camera over there. As you can see, we are going to go to settings. Now inside settings we want to go to custom settings, and inside custom settings, the number 3 tab over there, we want to go to release without lens and click enable. Yeah, now that small setting, this small setting here, without it you will not be able to utilize non-Sony lenses. But once you go over to your settings, let's just go back, you go to settings. Yes, you come to custom settings. Inside custom settings, go to release without lens and enable. That will allow you to, you know, release your shutter without lens, and you'll be able to use non-Sony lenses. Now let's just go over here. Let's switch this over to let's switch it over to manual mode, because we want to have manual exposure and everything. And let's try to take some pictures and see what we do end up with. Now, I have actually noticed that this here, using newer versions of Canon lenses, now this here is an 1855 STM lens from Canon. I've had problems with autofocus on this particular lens, but when I did shift over to my 50mm lens, which is still also an STM lens with f1.8, that one did actually manage, you know, to keep tracking and looking for focus, and I managed to get focus very, very easily. Now, if you're planning on using this particular adapter, you should have that in mind. I think the best thing to do would use all the lenses, the non-STM lenses, as those I think do work a little bit better. Or alternatively, you can just go ahead and buy Canon EF and EFS lenses that are totally manual focus, because either way you're going to end up using manual focus. Now the autofocus on this Movo is not so bad, but again not so good. That is in my view of the entire experience. So when using the EFS lens, STM EFS mount lens right here, this 18 to 55 lens, I think doesn't let enough light into the sensor of the Sony, because when I tried using this, the picture, to be honest, I failed to find focus. I had to switch to manual focus, and of which even sometimes moving this ring over here, I still wouldn't get very good focus. But now what I have noticed is when I do change out and put my 50mm lens over here, let's say if we had this over here, when I do put my 50mm lens on this camera, I do actually manage to get a beautiful amount of focus. Now for instance, now this here, as you can see, we can change our aperture over here. Let's drop it all the way to the lowest, which is f1.8, and now if I do this, as soon as you press the shutter button over here, you do get action from the lens over there, as you can see, as it is hunting for focus. Now this is something that is nice, because the Movo itself just allows you to, you know, have that feature. Now in photo mode, let's leave it still in aperture priority over there. Let's see if we can get that image in focus. So you can see, there we go, we have it in focus, but again it will hunt for it until it finds it, and then the hunting is annoying. Sometimes it's spot on, sometimes it is not spot on, so it's one of those hit or miss kind of things. Now with this kind of setup, it's easier if you're buying, you know, older glass that is maybe manual focus or something like that, and you'll definitely get the best results. Now if you like videos like this, go ahead right now, smash them subscribe button, notification bell, so that you are alerted each time I drop a new video on this here channel. It's been awesome having you. To all those that are subscribed, I do appreciate your time. Thank you so very much. Well, until next time, see you in the next video. Bye bye.